that movie that it came out with Tom Hardy,
Yeah, but
Bronson.
that wasn't very good. It wasn't really true.
I was going to ask you, what do you think about the movie and
I
how
haven't
truthful
actually
it
watched
is?
it all
You
because
haven't.
no, because I've watched about 3/4 of it, but then it got a bit violent when he was being beaten up, and I can't watch that when you can see the heavy knob beating
Yeah.
him up. But they actually I don't know if it was that film or a documentary that we did, which was really really violent, and he sneaked. Somebody went to visit him before all this happened, and he actually, I don't know how he filmed it, but he filmed it. He actually was filmed being beaten up by all these people, and it was actually shown on one of the documentaries. It wasn't on till 11 o'clock at night because it was that bad.
Wow.
Yeah,
There's so many documentaries about his life. He's a
yeah.
fascinating character. How
Mm.
did you met him in the first place? That was in the 70s, I believe, right?
Oh God knows, I don't know. I was 19, bloody 73 now, like Mick is. We're both, well, I'm 74 soon, so is Mick, but never mind. But yeah, I met him. Actually, I met him in Little Sutton. No, it wasn't Little Sutton. It was Great Sutton. It was a pub called the Bull. One of my school friends. She wasn't. She was. I knew her, but she wasn't like my best friend, sort of thing. But she phoned me up. She said, "Oh, Irene," she said, "I'm desperate to see this group. It's on the playing on the Bull in Great Sutton." And she said, "Will you come with me?" Because her other friends couldn't go or something. So she's desperate. So I said, "Okay, I'll come with you then." So I went with her. So we went to Great Sutton. We walked in this pub. It's not like this now because I went back to do a documentary. It's changed. It's like a biker's pub now. There's all
Okay.
motorbikes and bikers with big long beards and everything there. But it was a really nice, classy pub, great big one on the corner, just cars outside it used to be. And you'd go into this pub and then, great big pub, it's lovely bar. And then you could walk through, a bit later on, they had like a great big lounge
Hmm.
and they had live music, live groups on, and you could dance and everything. It was enormous. So so we actually, me and Linda, his name was Linda, we went. So we were sitting in a bar, first of all, and we just got a couple of drinks and we were sitting down. In fact, we were at a table in the corner and the bar was over there. And Linda was sitting where you are actually,
Hmm.
and I was sitting here. And then Linda said to me all of a sudden, "Oh, Irene," she said, "there's two gorgeous looking blokes just walked in here." And I said, "Oh, where?" She said, don't look, they're staring at us." So you didn't look,
And you
don't you?
looked.
Yeah, I know. And this was in the time when people always wore suits.
Yeah.
You know, they wore suits to go out. They never wore
Mm.
T-shirts. Sorry, not like you. You know what I mean?
Styles change. What can I say?
No, I know. In those days, I mean, especially Mick. Mick would never go out with a T-shirt or anything on. He always wore a suit.
I've seen pictures with him in a suit. Yeah.
Yeah,
With the mustaches.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And he had a little hand thing in his pocket, little hanky. He used to have his suits all made. Even when he was working, he never wore jeans or anything. He used to wear old suit trousers to go to work. Anyway, walked in and I thought it's gorgeous. And it was like the 60s, so they both had like moustache, similar to, you know, sometimes Mick used to have a Mexican, and that's when I really liked it. But sometimes he used to grow it and then have sideburns. Well, they both had it. Anyway, I thought, oh, really nice. And they were just staring at us. They got to the bar and they were looking over like that, chatting and talking. And I knew they were looking. So I thought, well, I'll turn my head that way because I always thought I looked nicer from the side. Why? God knows. I don't know. I've got a horrible profile. So instead of looking like this straight ahead or like that at them, I was going like that. I know
Yeah.
they're looking, going, no, they're looking. Anyway, the next thing they came in and said, "They're coming over." They came over and they said, "Would you young ladies like to have a drink?" So he said, "Oh, yes, please." I said, "Can I have a cherry bean cider, please?" And I don't know what Linda said, so she had one. So they went to the bar and got us our drinks. Then they came back and sat with us. And they were chatting. I was with Mick, Michael, and Linda was with John. Mick was the nicest. He was really good. John was a bit fat, really, for me. You know,
That's not very politically correct.
yeah. But Mick was really, you know,
Yeah.
really really nice. They were both nice looking, but he looked more like an actor or something really, like a film star. And then they sat down, bought us our drinks, and chatting away, got on really, really well. And then Mick said, "Should we go and listen to the group now?" So Lynn said, "Oh, yeah, of course, yeah." So we all went and were dancing and everything. And then we stayed with them to the end of the night. And then Mick drove us home, dropped Linda off, then dropped me off because she lived in Neston. I lived in Little Neston. And Mick drove. But as when he got to the car, he opened the car doors. He's very, very gentlemanly. He
Yeah.
was... can't say he was like a rough man. Never, ever. Never.
So he didn't give you that impression that he was a
No, he was
very
never rough. Never. He would never swear in front of me. He spoke nicely. He opened the car door. And then when I got in, he shut the door. And he did the same for Linda. He opened the back door for her. Not the back door of the car.
Yeah.
Took us home. He just had a little kiss. And then he phoned me the following day and said, "Would you like to meet up again?" And then he said, "John's actually meeting Linda as well." So we went out in a foursome again. So that's what we used to do. We used to go out in a foursome. John, Mick, me and Linda. And then one day we used to go to all the latest trendy pubs. It was really, really good. But we were always on a foursome sort of thing.
Yeah.
But we got on so well. And then one day Mick took me, I don't think Linda and John, it was like a date of our own. He took me to a place in Ellesmere Port. I can't really remember of it. Can't remember the name of it. Oh, it's awful. I always forget the name.
It's all right.
This great big club it was in Ellesmere Port. Really great big club. Oh, it's on the tip of the tongue, can't remember, sorry. But anyway, we went in there and it was lovely. And we were dancing and everything. And then at one point, this dead loud music came on. I can't remember what the song was called. But Mick said, "Come on, Irene." But I got up with him to dance, but he got on the floor. It's like on all four. No, it's like
On all fours on the floor.
sort of, yeah, but with his legs his arms supporting him, and he was doing all this kicking here, doing that, and going round and round in circles. It was absolutely amazing. And he was so good, everybody that was in the club just stopped and they all made a circle round him, watching him.
Wow.
I mean, I don't know how he did it. I mean, it was just, it was absolutely amazing. And I think he actually invented breakdancing because years after that, people started to do this sort of dance that Mick used to do. And I thought, oh, that's just like what Mick used to do. Mick must have invented it. Sorry, not the table then.